Hey everybody, it's Kateriix and welcome back to Aven Colony. As you can see, I am actually starting to build a whole bunch of things in this new area, but I did notice that we have an air quality alert, so let's definitely take a look at that. These generators are not doing too hot for our air quality, so let's, well, we're gonna have to save up nanites first, but that's gonna be priority number one. And I do see that our water is very low, but I also just started making 3 different water pumps in our new area, so that should fix it, hopefully soon. Okay, we've actually reached 300 citizens. I'm impressed. I think I'd like to get to at least 1,000, and then I think I'd be pretty happy. I think, you know, maybe by the time we reach 1,000, the playthrough will be over. Maybe we'll go to a different map. Maybe I'll try a different game. I don't know, but for now, I think 1,000 is a pretty good goal. If I'm still having fun, maybe we'll play a little bit over that. But I think 1,000 people in the colony would be, like, good. If we can make the colony sustainable, that is. So we actually have to be able to take care of everyone and it not be an absolute disaster. Like, right now, this is low. I really need to fill these jobs big time. These ones are important because water is very, very important. I don't care if the generator doesn't have enough people. I don't care if the construction drone hub has 1 person. I need more people on our water pumps, for sure. So yeah, there we go. So it took a while, but they are filled up. I can't believe this, but this is something I actually haven't shown you guys yet. You can kind of zoom in onto your people. So there's a surveillance mode. So you press C and it just kind of goes around and you can click on your people and you can kind of see what they're doing. You can't really move this camera around. Like if you move at all, it pops you out of it, but you can surveillance mode it, and it would be nice if we could see someone other than Joan. That would be good. Our hallways are not too busy at the moment because I'm sure a lot of people are just at work, but you know, pretty good. And I feel like we're doing pretty good when it comes to the average happiness. We weren't doing so great before, but we're doing pretty all right now. So let's see, we have lots of potash and stuff over here. I'm thinking that we could slowly kind of wrap around here and connect these 2 things up, because there is another geothermal generator, or another vent at least. The potash is good for your greenhouses, right? So that will just give them a 40% bonus, as it says right here, so very conveniently. And then more Zorium is always good as well, because that's just more power generators that we can make, which works well for me. So let's get you here. And we of course need to make a little pathway to that. And let's check our nanite processors. We have a lot of Kelko sludge, so maybe let's think about making another one of these nanite processors. That'd be pretty good. We of course do not have a lot of jobs filled. So if we look at this, we only have 55%. So I think that I maybe need to just let the game run for a little bit and get more and more more immigrants, and that should be good. So I might make a second immigration center, I think. That way we can get immigrants faster. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to, like, right now it says we only have adequate food and stuff, but a little bit faster now, and then we can either recycle it later or just make it like the utmost minimum priority, and that'd be pretty good. We do have the expedition center built, so we should definitely take a look around. This is like some new stuff that we can do. So it zooms out on a larger map, and then you can look at stuff like this. So we've discovered a nest that is a source of plague spores. Destroying it should significantly reduce the probability of plague spores reaching our colony. That's pretty decent. I don't really know how well that works out. Like, it says that it does that, but does it really do that? I don't know. One of our scout rovers has malfunctioned and now sits idle at this location. The commissioner would like you to recover the rover so it can be returned to the orbiting colony ship for repairs. Alright. We've identified a weak distress signal at this location. We recommend immediate investigation. You know what? Let's go investigate that. So that just makes the ship kind of go off and do what it wants if it decides to go do that. Anytime. There we go. And it'll say traveling to the distress signal and all that goodness. Referendums happen really, really fast. I'm very glad that we haven't had too much of a dip in our happiness. I miss the shopping centers on the colony ship. We can barely breathe in here. That's actually very important. Let's definitely work on our air quality. The problem is over here. So we definitely need more intake fans. So let's get you here. And let's get another one. You know what? Over here. I know it's beside the other one, but that's okay. It can take on just as much of the work. Odysseus ambushed. An expedition vessel investigated the distress signal, but discovered that it was an ambush by rebels. This appears to be a small group of former colonists who turned militant. Radio comms indicate that the crew suffered deaths, oh gosh, as well as injuries. The expedition vessel also took damage and was reduced to 68% integrity. Okay. So, it's gonna return home. Obviously, this guy's very unhappy with how everything went down. This guy needs to go to a hospital, but it's gonna return and it's gonna repair itself and all that goodness. And this just reminds me, we need to get into our research center and start researching all these expedition upgrades. Now that we have an expedition center, all these things are going to make our ships stronger. Okay, so that's good stuff. It's all good stuff. So we might as well get them doing that. Now we, of course, are just waiting on more immigrants. Our food is leaves a little bit to be desired over here. So maybe we can maybe do something like this. Actually, yeah, that stuff's gonna get in the way, isn't it? That's too bad. Okay, maybe we can upgrade this so we can get more people working here and we can start building some things up here. So let's definitely get on that. I think I want to put another air quality vent, an air intake or an air filter here. And I'm gonna start building some stuff over here. So I had in mind what I wanted to build, but now I'm thinking to myself, what was it that I wanted to build? I know that it was something somewhat important, but I can't remember. Oh yes, I wanted to build a mill. There we go. So that is what I was thinking in my head. I need a mill, and I'm gonna build it here, and this is gonna help with food production. And then that should hopefully just do it a little bit faster for us. I do realize that I'm just creating more jobs and I don't actually have the people to fill those jobs yet, but we'll work on it. I'm just gonna let the game run for like a while and see how it goes. Our power is not doing very well either, so I actually am going to make another Zorium generator, probably in our newer area here. And I think that I am gonna have to wait for the nanites. I can do a tier 1, but I'd rather just wait for the tier 2. We're pretty close anyways. And then I will definitely have to put some intake fans over here too. Oh goodness, so much stuff to do. So much stuff to do. Let's get the power done first, for sure. And then we can get the intake fans in. Alright, I've actually been building this area up quite a bit. I added a park, you know, I've got some a bar and grill over here. I decided to add another chemical plant because I noticed that our nanite processors were going through calco sludge like really, really quickly. And I know that I still don't really have all of my jobs filled. And I kind of had to make the immigration center a low priority because I was running out of food. So I actually went over here and built a whole bunch more greenhouses as well. So honestly, I'm just trying to let the game play through and do its thing so I can fill jobs. But at the same time, as everything happens, I'm trying to build more as well. And I just get caught in this cycle of building, even though I definitely don't have enough people anywhere. So that is fine. I'm kind of slowing down my immigration a bit just because I'm worried about our food. But now that it's getting better, I think I'm actually going to set these to fill. And then I should be able to grab more colonists. So notice how this actually says in or out. And the reason why is because I went into my colony control panel and into the policies, and I'm going to turn off rationing now because I turned it on when our food was low. So I'm actually going to turn it off now to make my citizens a little happier. But I also allowed emigration. And the reason why is because that'll just keep our happiness up. So the unhappy people obviously will just like leave, and then I don't have to worry about referendum votes or anything like that. So I will definitely try my best to work on everyone's happiness. We are getting
Congratulations on your referendum victory.
why'd you get rid of my page? We are getting a little bit worrisome here. So crime is actually a thing that I should be covering here, which I have not done yet. And I don't think that I've put, I haven't put a scrubber either. So I'm going to do that as well. That way we can make sure that in case any like plague spores or anything like that come on our buildings, we have scrubbers to get them off. And then of course police drones are always good because having crime is bad. Okay guys? And our food is still not necessarily great. Our food quality has gone down, so I could definitely use some more restaurants. But at this point, I actually decided to leave this guy as a bar. And maybe I will put one beside it that is a restaurant. And that should improve the quality of our food. There we go. Plus 2% food quality, it said. Which is not necessarily great, but I'm sure that once this bar is a lot more efficient, so once we got 2 more employees, the percentage went up a little bit. So a lot of this is really just me waiting at this point, and I suppose that I should build another storage depot, and let's get 2 more as well. So that way we can have tons of storage. And here it comes. Here comes like all these pop-ups that I'm kind of like, okay guys, like I get it. We have stuff happening. I don't need you to stop my game every single time something happens. But I do want to see things like this, like our air quality. So this is pretty low. Let's definitely get an air filter. I might have to start putting some intake fans in, just because they actually don't require, oh, they do require workers. Okay, never mind, I take it back. I thought that they didn't require workers, so just forget I even said that. I've noticed that in this game, there are most certainly things that I don't even build, and these intake fans is one of them, only because the air filters are so much better. Another thing would be this laser mine. It's like the downside of a laser mine is way too much of a downside for me to ever build it. So yeah, you get 40% faster extraction. Destroying half the minerals? No way. There are way too few minerals on any given map for that to ever be something that is a good idea. Okay, let's grab 16 immigrants. I think we can feed them. I think we'll be alright. Maybe. We might have to think about moving over into this other green space. We're actually pretty close to this one. If I could get a path moving through here, we might be able to get a couple more greenhouses over here. Actually, that's probably a good idea. We'll try. Let's see if we can actually do that. Nah, it says it's blocked. Alright, never mind. I take it back. So we should actually start moving over here, I think. I would like to eventually get the colony kind of hooked up to each other. But at this point, I think it's more important for food production to be a thing. Like right now, our food per colonist is marginal. I can definitely add a couple more greenhouses over here though. I still have the space to do that. So let's, I feel like it's maybe not a matter of me needing to get more greenhouses. It's that the matter of my current greenhouses are not efficient enough because there are not enough workers. So I definitely need to maybe make them a little bit higher of a priority. Maybe our quarry ones need to be higher priority. Let's see. Yeah, let's just make them not the highest priority. I don't want to go to fill, but I do want to go to high priority. That way we can fill them first. And things like the xenosage and even the calcospores. Even though the calcospores are nanites, look at our nanites right now. We have almost 400. We're all right when it comes to the nanite business, but we definitely need more food. So let's actually look at this too. Our water per colonist is adequate, which is nice. I would like it to be better. I want these to pump to 22, not to 16. So let's do that. I am going to put this as more of a normal priority, so it'll be less efficient, but I mean, our water is doing okay. It's our food that is really not good. Yes, more referendum elections. They happen way too often, and it's not necessarily that they happen so often, it's that every single time I get a pop-up for it, which is a little bit annoying. I didn't mind it so much when I was playing the campaign, but as a sandbox mode, I don't need to see that every single time. It could be a smaller pop-up like this. I'd notice it for sure, because you get at least, see, you get your referendum saying it's referendum time, and then you get referendum update, and then you get your third pop-up letting you know if you won the referendum. It's a little bit annoying. Just have something at the side for me. That would be great. At least I think so anyways. But let's see here. What can we do? I think that jobs filling is probably the most important thing. Storage looks like it's getting full again, so let's work on that. I would like to build another hospital in our new area because this hospital here is a little far away from all of these guys. And now I'm thinking intake fans, or not intake fans, but this thing here. Wind turbines. Yes, that would be the correct word for them. Is probably not a bad idea considering we're gonna get toxic gases moving this way probably. So, fan mode, get out of here. There we go. It's not a big deal, but your people can get sick when that happens. So it's better off just to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Let's see, we do have some defenses here. Do we have a gun over here? We do, but I think we can add another one like right here. That'd be pretty good. Let's see how our air is doing. It is a little bit low over here. It's looking all right over here. I think it could be a little bit better over here as well. But I mean, we're okay when it comes to the air quality. So I'm not going to worry about that, but I do want to worry about putting another hospital down here so it can cover this habitat and this skyscraper. So these things are all tier 3, which is great. I think I'd like to go into all of my other houses and make sure that they are the highest tiers that they can be as well. So this one is not, so let's definitely upgrade it.
Good news. Your citizens seem happy with
Upgrade it again. This is, yes, tier 2. This one is tier 2, so let's make it tier 3. And I believe that's it, because these little outposts that we have way over here actually don't get upgraded. They're just the same tier every time. So that's pretty good. I think we're doing well. These guys are still exporting and importing, which is great. That works well for me. I think that we could probably get another retail center as well. So I think I'm gonna put it over here, actually. Maybe over here. What's it gonna cover here if I do this? Yeah, you know what? If I put it over here, it's going to cover this habitat as well. So let's definitely do that. And do I have any consumer goods? I don't, but I can definitely make them. I believe that you make them in a chemical plant. Yeah, I think so. No, you don't. You must make them in a mill. All right, if we go to here, it says consumer goods. You manufacture them by using nanites, and because we have so many extra nanites, I'm totally down for using that. And I just remembered, I actually want to get into my policies here, and I'd like to go into power monitoring. So it reduces the electricity usage by 2 each. So 2 electricity for habitats and skyscrapers. It does put their freedom morale down a bit, but I've personally never really had problems with freedom. Especially, I think, allowing our citizens to emigrate is going to be like, it's going to override like not having freedom, because if you don't want to be here and you don't like my policies, then leave. Go. So that is fine, and that works out pretty well, I think. Jobs filled 63%, so we are getting up there. We are getting a little bit better on that front. Let's check out what these guys want. Their crowding is not good, their crime is not so good, and their food is not so good. So let's look at our crime overlay. Oh, over here. Okay. Let's get a drone. Maybe just a smaller one, actually, over here would be perfectly fine. I think that I could probably connect this up as well. I always forget. Okay, so when you make like a thing of like these things, these pathways, these little tubes, you have to hold space down in order to keep it selected, and if you don't, you have to click this again. So I always forget to hold the spacebar down, is what I'm trying to say. It always happens. Let's see. We're doing all right, you know. These things are not necessarily the best. These things are nice and efficient, which is good. They're high priority. They're how we make our food. The food is still pretty low, though. Let's see. Do we have any other Kuwari ones? Yeah, okay. So let's high priority those as well, because that's kind of our main source of food. The Entari would be good, too, actually. If we, yeah, over here. High priority that as well. And then making those more efficient should be better for our food. And I think that I might have to turn rationing back on. Oh, it is on. Okay, never mind. Never mind what I say. And I'm just kind of waiting again for jobs to be filled and all that good stuff. So you know what, guys? I think I am going to leave it at that for today. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!